What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's Monday Mindset video. So as we discussed last week, we're going to be going over metacognition today. So basically, metacognition is just the awareness and understanding of one's own thought process. So it's a thought process that instigates people's certain behaviors, forms of thinking, and basically dictates their life. But metacognition is really the focus of why you're thinking a certain thing, how you're getting to the point of thinking that thing or that thought process. And it can actually be broken down into 4 different parts. So those 4 parts are awareness, action, strategy, and regulation. So I think the best way to kind of describe this is going to be through an example. So if you say you have a math student and they're faced with solving this one math problem. So the student might say to themselves, I'm aware of my strengths and weaknesses when it comes to addressing this problem. Right there, that is awareness. The student might also say, I know what the assignment is, and when it gets hard, I can always ask for help. That could be action. The student might also say, I have a ton of energy, and I'll get started on the hardest tasks first. I'll do them now. That right there is strategy. They might also say, I tend to get frustrated, and when I don't get the answer right away, I'll take a 10-minute break and then see what happens. That right there is regulation. With a small reflection questions before and after an assignment, it could really put you on the right form of thinking, also help you bring in new information easier. That example of the student could be for in many different ways. It could be going to work for the first time, working out, having to clean your room even. What's the 4-step process? What's the awareness there, the action, the strategy, and regulation? So that's something I would definitely recommend, before you go into a certain task, assignment, whatever else it might be, go through those 4 stages, consciously do it. This really is like a life-changing skill, and we use it most of the time actually unconsciously. So those are 4 stages that most of the time we're making a new decision, something new comes up, we go through that 4-stage process of what's our awareness, our action, strategy, and regulation without even thinking about it. But now if you flip that and actually be conscious throughout this process, and remember that metacognition is just the observing and practicing of one's own thoughts and watching them, and how are we getting to this point? So if you think about it, our thoughts really are not us. Our thoughts are the animal in the software program that's in our brain and in our subconscious mind. So if you're a person right now that is being held back by self-limiting beliefs, you're constantly on this wheel of I'm good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm good enough, I'm not good enough, and just keep on going through this way. If you could actually now take your step back with metacognition, maybe even this 4-step process, and separate yourself from your limiting beliefs, and you could observe them, wow, this is why I'm thinking this way, this is why I'm getting X result. Separate yourself, put in a new program, a new way of thinking with awareness, strategy, regulation, awareness, all these different things, and form a new way of thinking throughout your mind. It's going to give you a different result at the end. Einstein says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So now with metacognition, take your step back from these self-limiting beliefs or whatever else it might actually end up being, and realizing, okay, why am I getting this bad result? What's the thought process that's getting me to that point? What's the thought process that's making me upset at the end of the day, or making me feel like I'm not worthy enough? Whatever it might be, take a step back, separate yourself from those thoughts, and see what it could do. This is a quick video, but there's a lot of depth here. And if you really can focus on what is getting you to your thought process, take a step back, use that 4-part process of awareness, strategy, regulation, and action, and see what that can do to change your life.